Will Smith versus Donald Trump, the fight that shook Hollywood. The aftershock. The dust had barely settled from the chaos at Trump Tower. News outlets were still running the footage on an endless loop. Trump stumbling over his desk, Secret Service storming the room, Will Smith wiping his hands like he had just finished a workout. Twitter had exploded. Trump versus Will was trending worldwide. Memes flooded the internet. Some depicted Trump as Rocky Balboa training for a rematch, while others showed Will Smith dodging punches like he was in the Matrix. Will thought it was over. Just another wild Hollywood meets politics moment that would eventually fade. He couldn't have been more wrong. Because Donald Trump, he never forgets. And he definitely never forgives. Trump's revenge begins. 1 week later, Will was on set in Los Angeles, filming a high-budget sci-fi thriller, when his assistant rushed into his trailer. "You need to see this," she said, shoving her phone into his hands. Will glanced at the screen. It was a press conference at Mar-a-Lago, and there stood Donald Trump, flanked by a row of American flags, grinning like he had just won the presidency again. "Ladies and gentlemen," Trump said, gripping the podium, "I'm here to make a huge announcement. A special announcement. And it's all thanks to our very good friend Will Smith." Will frowned. "Oh, hell no." Trump continued. "You see, folks, I've decided to enter the movie business. That's right. I am officially producing a blockbuster film. And guess what? It's called The Slap, the untold story of a Hollywood meltdown." The crowd erupted. Will's stomach dropped. "This clown is making a movie about me?" Trump wasn't done. "We're gonna tell the real story. Folks, the one Hollywood won't tell you. We got the best actors. The best script. It's gonna be huge. And unlike Will, our lead actor, he can actually throw a punch." Will gritted his teeth. This wasn't just about business. This was war. Will knew he had two choices. Ignore Trump's antics and let him run wild with his ridiculous movie. Strike back. Hard. Option 2 was the only real choice. That night, Will called up his closest Hollywood friends Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Martin Lawrence, Samuel L. Jackson. "We're making a movie," Will declared. Kevin Hart laughed. "Bro, you serious?" "Dead serious. And it's gonna bury whatever garbage Trump is making." Within 48 hours, a major studio was on board. Will's new film, Tower Takeover, was officially in production, a satirical, action-packed retelling of what really went down at Trump Tower. And the best part? Will personally cast Alec Baldwin to play Donald Trump. The escalation. The moment Trump heard about Will's movie, he lost it. His Twitter response came within minutes. "Will Smith is a total loser. He can't handle the truth. My movie will be #1. Sad." Will fire back on Instagram. Donnie's mad. Someone get him a Diet Coke and a reality check. Tower Takeover coming soon." The entertainment world exploded. Late night hosts roasted Trump's meltdown. Fans picked sides. Hollywood elites called it the pettiest feud in history. And then things got physical. Because when the two films entered production at the same time in Los Angeles, something insane happened. Their film crews ended up on the same studio lot. The result? Absolute chaos. Trump's film crew accidentally blocked Will's team from entering the studio. Will's crew retaliated by blasting Men in Black theme music every time Trump showed up. Trump personally crashed Will's set, interrupting a scene to scream, "Your movie is fake news." Security had to separate them. The feud was now bigger than Hollywood itself. The final showdown. As both movies neared release, tensions peaked. Then came the final twist, a live debate challenge. Trump, never one to back down from the spotlight, went on national TV and declared, "I challenge Will Smith to a live debate. Let's settle this like men, if he's not too scared." The media went insane. And Will, he smiled. He had one last card to play. He stepped onto his Instagram Live. "You know what, Donald? You want to talk? Let's talk. I accept. One-on-one. Live. Just you and me. The internet broke. The stage was set. The biggest showdown in entertainment history was about to begin. Would Trump finally get the last word? Or would Will finish what he started? The unexpected alliance. In the darkness of the night, on the rooftop of one of Los Angeles's most luxurious hotels, Will Smith and Donald Trump stood face to face. The tension between them was still palpable, but now it wasn't fists that spoke, it was their eyes. Both were exhausted, finally realizing how absurd things had become. Will took a deep breath, his gaze fixed on the city lights. We lost ourselves in all this nonsense. Maybe what we needed from the start wasn't a fight, but a conversation. Trump crossed his arms, wearing his usual smug smile, but there was something different in his eyes. Will, you're one of the first people who actually wanted to sit down and talk to me. Most people don't try to understand me, they just criticize. But you, at least, put up a fight. Will let out a laugh. A fight? We went to war, man. Trump chuckled, nodding. Then, after a brief pause, he made an unexpected offer. Maybe instead of fighting, we should work together. Will raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? Trump placed a friendly hand on Will's shoulder. Hollywood and business. Entertainment and strategy. Think about it, if we joined forces, instead of tearing each other down, no one could stand in our way. Will smiled but remained skeptical. And why would we do that? Trump's expression grew serious. Because the world doesn't need more division, it needs unity. If we put our differences aside, we could set an example for people. A moment of silence followed. Then, Will extended his hand. All right, but on one condition, that we do this as equals with peace in mind. Trump narrowed his eyes before finally shaking Will's hand. Deal. And so, what started as a bitter rivalry took a new turn, one of partnership and unity. Their battle was over, but together, they were about to take on a much greater challenge. Do you think this unexpected alliance will last? Can Will and Trump truly become a team? The breaking point. The unexpected friendship between Will Smith and Donald Trump had shocked the world. The media called it the most unusual partnership of the year, while social media buzzed with debates about whether this unlikely duo could actually work together long term. At first, everything seemed to be going well. Will and Trump collaborated on new projects in Hollywood and business, setting aside their differences to focus on shared goals. They even founded a charity to support young entrepreneurs. Trump brought his financial expertise, while Will inspired people with his speeches. But the harmony didn't last. The first cracks. One day, Will showed up at Trump's office for a meeting about how the foundation's funds would be distributed. But what he saw caught him completely off guard. Trump had packed the decision-making team with executives from his own business network. Will frowned. Trump, this is our foundation, but you're making decisions alone. Trump leaned back in his chair with a smirk. Will, this is how business works. If you want to survive, you side with the winners. Will's eyes narrowed. Winners? We're here to help people, not just the powerful ones. Trump paused for a moment before shrugging. If that's how you see it, fine. But remember, the real world isn't fair. That conversation created a deep divide between them, a partnership falling apart in the public eye. As tensions grew, the media caught on. Headlines spread like wildfire. Is the Will Smith and Donald Trump partnership crumbling? Trump pushing Will out of the picture. Will Smith to Trump. This isn't how it works. Social media split into two camps. Some defended Trump's pragmatic approach, while others sided with Will's idealism. One day, Will decided to confront Trump directly. Trump, this can't go on. If we truly want to change people's lives, we need to listen to what they actually need. Just siding with the powerful doesn't make us better. Trump took a deep breath and nodded slowly. "Well, you're a good man, but the world isn't as good as you." And that was the moment their partnership officially began to fall apart. The beginning of the end. Will announced he was leaving the foundation. He chose to work on his own independent projects, while Trump took full control of the charity and continued on his own path. The friendship had been short-lived, but both men walked away changed. Will became more cautious about who he trusted, and for perhaps the first time, Trump felt what it was like to lose a real friend. And one question remained in everyone's mind. Was this truly the end, or would fate bring them face to face once again? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exclusive stories.